Guild of Guardian can be really hard to learn, because there are a lot of things that you have to do every day. But don't worry, in today's video I will tell you 33 tips for the new and even advanced Guild of Guardian players, that will help you a lot to progress faster into the game and even gain more money. And I will even give away a legendary Guardian NFT. For enter into the giveaway, just drop a like, a comment and follow my channel. Remember even to follow me even on Twitter, because even there I run a lot of giveaways. So let's jump right inside the game. The first tip is to utilize the restart button. So as you can see, those two guys died and I don't want them to die, so you can just literally click on stop and restart. You pay nothing and you can do that as many times as you want. So this is literally broken, like it's super OP. And now you can change your guys. You can even move, you can change your party, and actually you can do that as many times as you want. Just changing 1-2 spot can literally change the sort of the game. The second tip is to not abuse of the autoplay. Why is that? Because like for example in this case I didn't needed at all the ulti of Phoenicia, that is the best ulti of my team for kill the last guy. And now for example, in the next fight, I will face a boss and I will not have the Phoenicia ulti. So that's like a big difference, because that ulti can literally kill all my opponent. And now I wasted it because I had the autoplay. So what I suggest you to do is to utilize the autoplay on the early stages, like for example of Endless, but when you are reaching the point where you really are risking like forward in Endless or near to a boss in the dungeon, you want to remove the autoplay and click your ultimate as you think is the best, like for example keep an ulti for a boss or maybe keep the healing for the fight after. The third tip is to buff only your 5 main guardians. So as you can see, you see my first 5 guardian are like level 70 or 80 or almost 90, and the 6th one is level 1. Pretty ugly, but is actually the way to go, because guys, you will play with 5 guardian all of the time, and actually going to divide the XP, the resources, the gear in more than 5 guardian will slow a lot your progression inside the game. But now you may say, yes, but I didn't have all those legendary when I started and I already buffed up like an epic or a rare, like in this case. This link to the fourth tip, that is utilize the reset. So the reset is this button, and as you can see it's not a problem because I just click reset and they will give me back the experience that I used for him. So even if you buffed up previously other bad champion, you can still take their experience and utilize in your main 5 guardian. And you can even do the same with the gear. So like for example I have this gear, I click salvage, and as you can see they will give me back the XP and the gold I used. So remember always to take the XP that you already used. The fifth tip is to change your commander order. This is super important. As you can see, you click there and you will change your commander order. There are multiple orders and those are important for different cases. So those get unlocked with the adventure. So if you have something locked, you will just have to go forward into the adventure. But as you can see, for example, this one is amazing for Endless because it will increase your Endless score. This is really good when you play Endless because it buffs a lot the score. While instead, for example, if you are going for the coin like Endless and Adventure coin, you will use this power because it will buff the coin that you get. As well for this one, while instead is for gold, and this one instead is for the experience. And all these commander order have even a different ability. Like for example, this one gives 700 skill energy. So remember, when you are building your party, always check your commander order. Another huge tip for go forward in Endless is to check the buff of your opponent. How do you do that? So you have to click on the buff, and as you can see, it will show what it does. This changes everything in Endless because there are some buff like that they get invincible, they get huge stats. You really want to dodge those, so you always want, at least at the start when you don't know the symbol, check them, read them really carefully because it does change a lot from one buff and the other, and then click obviously the worst one. The seventh tip is to check the shop and actually the in-game shop. So what is the in-game shop? Is the one that you can utilize even as a free-to-play player, so with the thing that you get literally inside the game. Every shop is important, but if you have to choose one, is totally the Endless store. As you can see, you can go in items and you will have always there and there a lot of XP, like 20 of these. It's so much XP, like literally I will show you how much it is. Look at Guardian level 1 and with 20 of the purple I put it at level 33, and you can do that every day. Like that is a crazy tip that you for sure don't have to miss because will help you a lot with the progression in the game. The eighth tip is to make always every day your daily missions, because those give a lot of things, as you can see, are super easy to do, and actually if you complete all of them, so if you reach the 100, you will get a super chest that is actually really good, and that just for do some basic thing, like for example enhance a piece of gear, forge a piece of gear, so really easy thing. The 9th tip instead is to utilize my referral and my link down below, because that will give you more mission, like you will see those referral mission. Those are actually really juicy. As you can see, for example, I logged in just for 7 days and I will get for free an epic champion, and actually you can even decide which champion to get, and I will get this one because it's the only epic I utilize. So guys, be sure if you still haven't put a referral so you get even the bonus mission. Now we are at the tip 10, and that is don't equip your gear randomly. Guys, the gear is super important. As you can see, this one is 167, if I remove is 90, like 70,000 power just from the gear. But most importantly guys, is don't equip randomly. For example, this champion is an healer and scale all her ability based on her HP. So as you can see, I built a gear all focused HP stats, and this is why it has 170,000 of health, even if actually as you can see the power is like this, and this guy has a lot more power. Like for example, it has a lot less health because this guy scale on attack, so in this one I put a lot more attack, and so on. So you actually have to really think about the gear that you put in, because it really makes a huge difference. The 11th tip is to donate to your guild for get guild tokens. So I will take this tip even for announce my new guild. I actually spent more than $300 just for create my guild for play with you all guys. So if you want to enter inside it, be sure to enter in my Discord, because I will accept only the people that are active in my Discord. But going back to our tip, if you click donate, as you can see, donating will give you rewards. So in this case I donated gold, but I think the best is to donate the gem, because you will get 500 guild token. That is pretty easy to understand why is really worth, because if you go on the shop with 900 guild token you can buy 3 champion, while instead if you go on the gem, 2 champion with 400 gem. So it's totally worth to donate like 100 gem and so on, forget your guild token, with which you can buy the summon stone, the chest and so on. The next tip is to bring as a reserve guardian with the same domain of your main team, because as you can see in this way I have 3 of the cinder bonus, but if now I put the reserve, now that I do that and they are cinder as well, now I get the 5 bonus, so 25% and 25 health, and this proc even on my main guys. So this is actually a really big bonus literally for all my team. So for sure put in your reserve the guardian of the same domain. The 13th tip is to always log in inside the game, like every day. Even if you are busy that you cannot play that day, just log in, because you will claim a lot of really juicy things. I even claimed a legendary there, and there is even the monthly thing. Just enter, even if you can't play, enter, claim your free thing, go in the shop, claim even there, as you can see, the free summoning stone, the free chest, like just enter, claim everything free, and then don't play if you don't have time. If you have time, even make your daily quest. The 14th tip is to buy an energy booster. That is this one that actually you can buy on Token Trove for around like 30 bucks, and is super good because you will get more maximum energy for crafting, for adventure, higher regeneration so faster, and most importantly free ticket every day for endless arena, boss rush and so on. So essentially you will get a lot of ticket for free, and in the long run will just be worth. Obviously this is an investment if you plan to grind the game. If you plan like to enter in the game one time every 2 weeks, is not worth, but if you plan to play every day and utilize all your energy, is for sure worth it. The 15th tip is about crafting. So sadly I don't have 2 level 1 factory, but essentially those are the factory where you click forget the things, and you want to fuse 2 of level 1 together for create the level 2, because when you have the level 2, when you click sometimes will give level 1, is that sometimes will drop already level 2 material. And another important thing in crafting is to always claim this treasure there when it's available. Super juicy rewards, and even because it doesn't go further, so if you continue to click when it's already full, you will just lose that. So be sure always, every time you fulfill this, always click on the treasure and get your free thing. The 16th tip is always to click on the question mark, because guys, as you can see, it will give you 50 gem if you still haven't ever read that. So obviously if I do another time it will not give to me, but if you do this in literally every page is 500 or almost 1000 gem literally for free. So be sure to click the question mark in every page. The 17th tip is to always prefer the percentage stats instead of the plain one. So what does that mean? Is literally this one with the percentage there. This is super important even more late in the game, because these proc on the stats of your champion. So obviously forward in the game where your champion start to have like high stats, you for sure have to focus on percentage stats. The 18th tip is to utilize your gem efficiently. But what are the best things to buy? So a thing I really love to buy is the energy, the adventure energy. I think for 30 bucks it's super worth it, because like the thing that you farm with tree run are for sure a lot more, and actually the more you buy, the higher the price goes, as you can see. So literally almost every day buy the first one, probably even the second one. Obviously don't try to overcommit, because then the price start to get higher and higher, but 1, 2, 3 every day, even in the crafting, can really boost a lot, like make a lot faster. As you can see, you can even buy there, and actually all those energy is literally like playing 2, 3 days faster than every other people, because if they have 90 energy in one day and you have 270, is a lot of difference. The 19th tip is to make always the gear of the highest tier that you unlocked in the adventure. So what that means, I unlocked the T3, even if you don't have the resources, you don't want to build a T1 gear, because the difference is just huge literally. So you just want to wait that you unlock even these resources. If you don't have, you just wait, because guys, as you can see, it's literally like 4 times stronger in this case. So it's totally not worth to waste your resources for a lower tier gear when you unlock the tier higher. You just wait for more resources. Okay, only a bit more than 10 tips to go. We are at the 20th tip, that is actually the affinities. So this is a thing that I still actually have to do, but you want to do the affinity. And how you do those? So you need the 2 guardian that are seen like up there everywhere, and those will give you the buff that is written down below. And most importantly guys, those buff are account buff, so those will stay forever. So for example, even that, like this one is probably a founder, so it costs like 200. You can just buy him, get the buff on your account, and then sell him. Probably if you don't want to do like with a $200, you can probably do, I will probably do with this. I make those affinity and then I just sell the NFT that I bought, but still my account got buffed forever. So be sure to check the affinity that you can do, or you are near like even this one, and do those. The 21 tip is to buy the bundle. So actually guys, I never push people to spend money inside the games, but I actually did it. Like those bundles are just super juicy price, at least at the start, because like $1, $2, and you get a lot of stone, and those stone actually can get into guardian that you can transform into NFT for sale. So actually like out of this bundle that costs $2, you can really make more than $2. For sure, if you want to buy something, buy the bundle, because they are really good. The next tip is the first one and the only one about the summon. So the tutorial actually make you summon into this page, but you don't want to do that. Why is that? Because if you click on the eye there on the info, you will see that the chance of get a legendary there is 0.26. When instead, if you go on the second one that actually, as you can see, utilize literally the same stone, you will get 3 times almost the chance. So if you are going there, you are literally cutting your chance of getting a legendary of 3 times. Obviously you can't go there because they are different stone, but the difference from those, you pay the same, but you have a lot of more chance to get your legendary. We are at the 23, and that is salvage, your thing that you don't utilize. So when you make the adventure in the chest and so on, you find a lot of trash material that you will actually never utilize. So you want to salvage that, because as you can see guys, it gives you stone, 2 stone and so on. But see how much trash I got just in the adventure? All those stone sum up, like it will actually get a lot of stone, that is a lot of XP that you can utilize in your good gear. The 24th tip is to check the streamer, because in this way you can see how the good player play. Like for example, there is Whale Shark and he was like second in the world leaderboard. So if you want to learn the game, watch his stream, is super good, and he ran even a lot of giveaways, so you can even maybe win something. Like you can do the same even in my Discord, so enter there. The 25th tip is to make higher level dungeons. So you will go back and make all the challenge in the past dungeon that you already did, because the difference in the earning is literally huge. Like the rewards are a lot better. Another really important thing is even to check the rewards. So you can even click on the 3 dot for see better, and as you can see there are some face of some guardian. So this is important because, like for example, if you have this guardian in your team, or you want this guardian in your team, you want to make sure to always sweep the dungeon where there is that piece, because as you can see now I got 6 of those, and as you can see when you reach 60 of those, like in this case I have 68, I can use them and I just get the guardian literally. So that is super good if you are focusing on a guardian in particular. The next tip is in endless, always click on Mist of Fate, because behind that there can actually be a boss. Like for example, in this case you will go into this zone and you will just have to click search a lot of time, and sooner or later, I mean, you even get a lot of coin, and sooner or later you will actually face even a boss. And as you can see now we are against a boss, and actually generally even beat those boss is pretty easy. And as you can see, beating that boss I got more than 1000 in score. So this is a huge tip for buff your endless score, even because in this way you can find multiple bonus bosses in just one run, so you can buff your score of 2-3000 and even more. Another really important tip guys is to choose the correct rune, because those guys will add up, even most importantly in endless where you will choose a lot of them. If you choose the correct runes or if you choose the bad ones, it will change literally all the run. So you always want to be sure to read all the rune for understand which one is good and which not. Even check there how many people affect of your party, so like in this case 112, so probably I will take this one. And another really important thing is that this will keep in count even if you have reserve, so not your main 5 guardian. So it's pretty important that you learn those class of your main 5 guardians, because for example if one buff 4 of your main guardian when instead the other one buff 5 but only in your reserve, so the guardian that you actually don't utilize, is a lot better to click on the rune that buff just 4 but your main guardian. The 28th tip is to utilize every day all the ticket, and that is actually really important, even more than utilize the energy. Utilize your endless ticket, even the one free if you have an energy token, and actually even the one that you buy. The rewards are really good, and even for the leaderboard you just go up, so it's really good. And as you can see guys, from the last week I won like for example 150 keys, and if you check the keys, those are literally like 15 bucks of keys, and I did that just utilizing my ticket every day. So I played every day all the ticket that I had. The 29th tip is about the gear, and that is actually guys super important, and is to prioritize the level up on the boots and the weapon. Why is that? Because if you check the power of the gear, like for example these two are both T3 and this is like just 2 level higher, but if you see the power, it goes from 6000 to 18,000. That is a huge difference. And the same even with the weapon. Like the weapon, this one is level 8 and this 19,000. This one is still T2, like literally the same, just level 7 instead of 8, only 1 level less, and from 19,000 it goes to 3,000. That is how big is the difference from weapon and boots, from instead the chainmail and the cap. So always prioritize the buff on the boots and the weapon. We are almost there. The 30th tip is to create a balanced team, so not a team just made from DPS, so essentially damage dealer, and not even a team just made from tank and support, because then you are miss the damage. You want generally 1-2 tank, 1-2 support and 1-2 damage dealer, and that link even to the 31 tip, that is the positioning. That is actually super important, because you want your tank on the front line while instead the support and the damage dealer behind. Obviously in an endless run, for example, if you are going forward and your tank has almost no health while instead your damage dealer have all the health, you can probably switch them for try to heal the tank. So even the positioning is not always stable, but is kinda fluid. And even if you get it wrong and someone dies, remember that you can restart with the first tip. And now the 32 tip is to always upgrade the enlightenment and the radiance of your main 5 champion. Why is that? Because that power up a lot the champion. So for example the radiance, as you can see, I get 50% of bonus. So if you are utilizing that, if this is your main champion, you for sure want to do that. And I mean, you can even sell this after, so it's pretty worth it. And even the enlightenment, that you actually can do that even without paying, like the radiance you gotta pay the keys or just win them in the weekly leaderboard like I did. In the enlightenment you literally can just do that inside the game. As you can see, I got this one, I got this, I just enlight, I do this, and now I got buffed. Like the enlightenment and the radiance really make a huge difference, so you want to be sure to upgrade them in your main team. And now the 33 bonus tip is to subscribe to my channel, because more content like this video or this one about the ultimate Guild of Guardian guide, or maybe how to play Guild of Guardian on PC, more of this content will come. So be sure to support my channel dropping a sub and even utilizing my affiliate link down below. And I guess see you to the next video.